Hi everyone, I look forward to seeing you on Wednesday. For now, we have a short follow-up video on topic sentences. So, after last class, I thought that you all could use more of the breakdown that I might do in a 90-minute class regarding topic sentences, or persuasive topic sentences, rather, for explanation of the rule. So let's say your case involves an 8-year-old boy, and he is somewhere on the autism spectrum. He climbed a woodpile and fell. This is actual footage of his fall. He injured, and now he's suing under the attractive nuisance doctrine, which is a tort doctrine involving children. One of the and by the way, after he fell, he said, dangerous, dangerous, not supposed to climb the woodpile, not supposed to climb the woodpile. One of your authority cases, Lister, involves a 16-year-old boy who is mentally competent, and he went diving into a lake. Again, this is actual footage of the accident as it occurred. He went diving into a lake and hit his head. I guess I'm not going to get hired as an animator by Pixar anytime soon. After his dive in court, or maybe in his deposition, he testified, I always curled into a ball when I dove because I knew it would be bad if I hit bottom. By the way, this quote may be approximate. All right, so the element at stake here under the attractive nuisance doctrine, this is just one of many elements, but this is the one being correct, is that the child lacked capacity to comprehend the risk. So, if we look at the two cases, we can find some similarities and differences that will also later be discussed in application. The similarities, they're both children. They both made statements about the danger, and it was either a fall or a dive. The differences, in our case, the child is on the autism spectrum. He's younger. He seems to be possibly parroting as opposed to understanding when he made that statement about the danger. There seemed to be some premeditated precautions in the authority case. Our case involved a slip as opposed to an intentional leap. By the way, this list itself maybe makes it look easier than it is, because it took me a little bit of time to come up with some of the things on this list. All right, so if I'm the defense, I want to hone in on those similarities, that they're children, that they both made statements about the danger, that it was a fall or a dive, and then I've also got to work in the language of the element, that the child had capacity to comprehend the risk. So in that authority case, they found that he did have capacity. So it's negative for the plaintiff, positive for the defense. All right, if I were to put that all together in a sentence, it might look like this. A child who makes statements acknowledging the danger of plummeting from a height has a capacity to comprehend that risk. Again, this sentence may make it look a little bit easier than it is, because it took me a while to think of what's some language that captures both falling and diving. And eventually I came up with plummeting from a height, which is this sort of larger category that falling and diving both fall into. So statements acknowledging the danger is a similarity. A child is a similarity. Plummeting from a height is a similarity. And so this makes it sound like that case is similar to ours. If, in contrast, I am the plaintiff, I want to pick up on the things that are different from that list. And so here's that list of things that are different. And I'm going to plug some of them into a larger category since I'm not talking about our case. I'm talking about the authority case. So what's different about the authority case child from our case? Well, he's a mentally abled child. I wrote capable. Maybe that's a little bit. I was trying to reflect capacity, but maybe mentally abled might have been better now that I think about it. Age in the authority case, it's a teenager. Parroting versus understanding. Looks like I didn't get that far. All right, so once I finally fussed with it in a sentence, here's how it looks. A mentally competent teenager. So mentally competent is a difference. Teenager is a difference. Can be deemed capable of comprehending the risk. Of intentionally leaping. So again, that's another difference when the teenager's testimony reflects understanding. So in just a few lines here, we've packed in 1, 2, 3, 4 differences that make it sound like that case is different from ours. Both sentences are accurate. They both reflect the holding and the outcome. It's just that one highlights, goes more broad and highlights the similarities, whereas another highlights the differences. Okay, I look forward to seeing you next class.